This is Adam King from Aliens Don't Ring Doorbells, and you're listening to Madness to Creation.
Go ahead, say it.
Welcome to the Madness to Creation podcast, where self-care and music merge. This is Maddie. How are you? At Madness to Creation, we want you to be safe, be well, and be balanced. And we have a special interview with Stevie D, the awesome guitarist of the band Buckcherry. And it's been so good getting back out to live shows and everything like that. And this was actually the first official show that we covered along with the Velvets during their free concert in New York City. Buckcherry played at the Valor Ballroom with Of Limbo, and we get in conversation with Stevie D about their Hellbound record, losing his dad to cancer, and mental health as well. And Stevie D is such an engaging person and everything like that, and also makes some really ridiculous guitar riffs that will have modern rock fans, classic rock fans, and even mainstream rock fans clamor over the music of Buckcherry. And I'll tell you what, this Hellbound record, it's going to be an awesome record to listen to. It has singles such as So Hott and all that, and what I really appreciate about the record is just how raw it feels. And he describes how it feels like Buckcherry hit the proverbial reset button, and they certainly did with this record. And you can check out this video version of this interview on Instagram at Madness to Creation. Also, check out this on Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube, Geo7, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Podchaser, Podcast Addict, and Spreaker. And on that note, on June 25th, go pick up a copy of Hellbound by Buckcherry. You'll be glad that you did. And on that note, here's our conversation with Stevie D of Buckcherry. Take it away, Stevie.
All right.
Welcome to my Madness to Creation people. Here I have with me is Stevie from Buckcherry. How you doing, Stevie?
I am wonderful. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for joining us and having me and everything like that. And one thing I'm excited about is Hellbound is coming out June 25th. I actually was jamming that album this morning.
Awesome.
And very good, classic rock feels, brings back the good times that Buckcherry is well known for. How did the writing process go, especially with COVID?
Well, Hellbound, Josh and I wrote about 20 songs during 2020, during the lockdown, during quarantine. And then we got with Marty Fredrickson later in the year. We flew out to Nashville. But the process goes a bunch of different ways. Sometimes I come up with a riff. I send it to Josh to see if he connects with it. Sometimes he comes over and we record a vocal idea to a click. I'm so sorry. And
I like the ringtone there. What song is that?
That's Jett by Paul McCartney.
Oh yeah, I knew that.
So yeah, there's not one set way. We do all different ways to get to a great song.
Oh, that's awesome. And you guys still played some shows during the pandemic, right?
We did a few.
Yeah. How did that go? Was it kind of more nerve-wracking than normal with the pandemic going on, or was that?
Yeah, it was a little. There was some concern, but at a certain point, we were starting to get creative on how to bring home money to our families. So that was our main motivation, you know. So we took the necessary precautions.
Yeah, speaking of your family, you have a family member named Jett, right?
Yes, that's my son.
Okay, very good. There is a question that I just got to find it here under... Mike McMillen asked this question, kind of transition to family. Is Jett interested in musical instruments yet?
Not so much. I'm kind of, I'm not forcing anything on him. With all things, I'm kind of exposing him to music, to, different sports and instruments, and whatever he gravitates to, that's kind of the avenue we go. I was forced into piano, and then trumpet, and then guitar, and then I kind of circled back to guitar when it was my choice. and connected with it then. So with my son, I just kind of let him kind of. We sing songs together. He comes into the studio and plays piano and drums and guitars, but he hasn't landed on anything yet.
Okay, what's your favorite songs to sing with them?
We do a lot of Beatles. I'm brain farting. If I Fell by the Beatles. Love You More. Is that the title? What's the title here? In My Life. So
nice.
We do Here Comes the Sun and In My Life are the two biggest Beatles songs that we do.
Oh, that is so cool. And speaking of influences, sometimes I ask questions based on YouTube comments from your videos.
Yeah.
And the video for Hellbound, which is a kick-ass song, by the way, there was a comment by Cheap Seats 12. He, she, or they stated big-time AC/DC vibes with this. Style and title, haha. Could easily see Bon Scott singing this. How much of a role did AC/DC play in your performing and your guitar work?
Malcolm and Angus played a huge role in my formative years. It was first Jimi Hendrix and Jimmy Page, and the skill level was much higher than I was able to do when I was getting started out. So AC/DC, I started getting serious into guitar, found Highway to Hell, and then worked my way backwards from there. But yeah, rhythm-wise and lead-wise, that's if you listen to my playing, I mean, it's all of that, really.
Oh, definitely. And I hear that playing definitely in the So Hot music video as well, and the song, of course, obviously.
Yeah.
And I just love the guitar licks. I couldn't decide whether to say licks or riffs, so I said lifts. And so tell me
I did that. I was with Prince one time, and and I was so nervous, and I was thinking to myself when I first met him, I was like, "How's it going? How you doing? What am I doing?" And then it came out, "How you going?" You know, so I know how you doing.
So before we get to the So Hot question, tell me your favorite memory meeting Prince and what did you learn from him?
Well, that was I was so embarrassed when that happened. But he played for like 3 hours, and I had to leave.
Oh man!
But yeah, I was 5 feet away from him the whole night, and it just blew my mind, you know, and just how effortless and how much he loved music, you know.
Would you say he's one of the greatest guitarists you've ever seen or heard?
He's definitely one of the greatest songwriters I've ever seen. He's a great guitar player. I think he's an acquired taste as far as a lead player, but just the whole package, songwriting, performing, and guitar playing. He's a great piano player, so he's definitely one of the greatest well-rounded musicians of all time.
Oh, absolutely. I would agree with that 100%. Now, go back to the So Hot question. Tell us a couple of your favorite guitar riffs of all time, and just what inspired you to creating the riff in that song.
One more time?
Oh, sorry. It's probably hard to hear with my mask on. So just take us into some of your favorite guitar riffs and what inspired you guys to create that song.
What inspired me to what?
Create that song.
Create that song?
Yeah. Like in terms of writing the guitar parts and stuff like that.
Well, let's go with the Hellbound album. So Hot, actually, me, Francis, and Kelly were at a sound check, I think in Minneapolis, and I was toying around with that riff, but that probably is, you know, I think I was listening to a lot of Zeppelin and Lenny Kravitz at that point. At least that's where where the beat comes from, and that riff. But we developed that once we've kind of got a vague idea what that was, we refined it in Nashville. Hellbound, Josh came to me and Marty, and it was in the 11th hour of writing for the album, and he just called us when we were in the studio, and he said, I need that 4 on the floor, quintessential Buckcherry, kind of AC/DC vibe. 130 BPM, it's going to live around that. And he said something like Highway to Hell or Back in Black or something like that. And I remember just thinking of a 4 on the floor beat and coming up with that. Starts an A.
That's fabulous. And you guys have been known for those guitar riffs and those beats for years. What keeps this thing going? And what legacy do you want to leave? Let's say you quit making music 40 years from now.
It's the legacy. I think we've already created the legacy.
I would agree
and
with
we're
that.
just adding on to it now. It's all about. The music is kind of that way to release. Just like in 2020, everyone had their stuff going on personally, and when people come to the show, that's just their way of letting go of all that stuff, and I think that's what our music brings to the table for people,
Yeah, speaking of which, what's the biggest thing that you learned about yourself in terms of 2020 that you really are carrying with you to this day?
Man, when everything is stripped away, it's all about family. You know what I mean? That's who's left when all the fanfare is gone, and those relationships, love and family. So.
Absolutely. And just kind of the mental health question I have for you.
Yeah.
What made you laugh the hardest in recent memory this past year, and what made you cry this year?
This year? Laughed the hardest last year?
Yeah, or recently, or just last time you had one of those belly laughs,
I watch it there again, family. I spent all 2020 connected at the hip with my boy, my son, and just watching him grow up and kind of everything kind of coming together. He's he will mock me, when I'm talking with him. He's 6 now, about to turn 7, and I'll be like, Jett, did you brush your teeth? And it just strikes me so funny because I see myself doing that to Josh or my family when I was growing up, my friends. What made me cry last year and this year is I lost my dad to cancer.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
May of 2020, and it was just recently the anniversary. But I flew my mom out this year, just after the anniversary, and she's helping me take care of Jett while I'm on the road. And so I'm okay with things. I don't know that I'll ever get over losing my dad, but I'm okay with life right now. You know what I mean?
I'm so glad you found that place because it's crazy that you mentioned that because my dad is currently battling stage 4 lung cancer right now.
Oh no! What kind of cancer?
Lung cancer, stage 4.
Yeah.
And he was diagnosed March 31st of this year, so
wow.
So
Okay.
I could definitely relate to what you're going through.
If you want to dude, I went through 15 months of what like everyone's experience is different, but I can help you. You know what I mean? I had people that kind of talked me off the ledge, and before and after
absolutely, and same with you. I mean, you're important and you're valuable, and you definitely have a place in the world with this band, but also with your family. So, absolutely. So, just kind of a couple more questions for you, and let's see. This is from the Facebook group. Jack Quake Turner, which is kind of an interesting name, asks, what is Stevie's favorite unreleased or rare Buckcherry tune?
A deeper cut. There's a song called Back in the Day on the 15 album. I really like. Our rendition of Pump It Up by Elvis Costello, I really like. And we never really got a chance, through time, some of your songs get visible and you're expected to play those. And after having 8 albums, 9 albums, that fills up the set pretty quickly. So deeper cuts never get visited or revisited.
Oh, sure.
So, back in the day, Pump It Up. This album is full of songs that I hope we get to play. Right now we're playing So Hot, Hellbound, The Way. We're even throwing in Ain't Wasting No More Time.
Okay.
So you've heard the whole album, right?
Yeah, I heard most of it.
Okay.
I think I got to track number 9.
Okay.
That I was at work while I was listening to it this morning.
I mean,
the day kind of gets away with you from you and stuff.
It's a fun album to listen to. But
it sure is. I agree.
It's also a fun album to play. So we'll see.
Yeah, it just seems like there's new life. Would you say there's new life in the band, so to speak, with this album?
I mean, because 2020, in a weird way, served as a reset button for us, and I think it served as a reset button for a lot of people, and it reminded us of the importance of what music is to us, and we're really glad to be back out here. We're really happy that and grateful that we got a new lease on life with Roundhill Records, Earache, and Sony in Japan. We're just happy to be out here.
Yeah, absolutely. And I can tell you right now, there's already fans waiting out there, and they're happy to see you guys.
Yeah, it's crazy. Most of the shows on this run are sold out already. So we're really grateful.
Yeah, absolutely. And just 2 more questions for you, and this is kind of an easy one. Lise Camp asks, will Stevie be changing the color of his hair throughout the tour?
Maybe, what? I think I want to go a more purple color next, but we'll see.
Absolutely. And a mental health question kind of close out this is, what are your personal goals for this week? What do you want to absolutely accomplish, whether it's as a father, whether it's as a human being, or whether it's as a bandmate?
All right. What are my what?
Personal goals that you want to accomplish.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm coming up on a birthday. And
your birthday?
Yeah.
Well, happy birthday.
Thank you.
21 finally?
Huh?
21 finally?
Yeah, I'm 21. Actually, my goal by, in the next 90 days is to just get in better shape. I exercise all the time, but during the pandemic, what?
You're in great shape. What are you talking about?
Well, I mean, I do exercise all the time, but during the pandemic, I slacked off a lot, and so by the time my birthday rolls around, I just want to. It helps with my mental. It helps with obviously the physical. So I also I started playing a little differently. I got into more country picking, Travis picking.
Nice.
So I want to at least get to the next few levels of that. and to incorporate a little bit more effortlessly. You know, like I got to think about it and I struggle with it a lot. But that's the thing with guitar playing for me. It's always been the quest for knowledge and playing better and smoother. But yeah, those are a few of them.
Absolutely. And just close it out by talking about the Hellbound record and like naturally, obviously people can find Buckcherry everywhere, and just anything you want to talk about in terms of the record.
Yeah, well, the album comes out June 25th, and it will be available everywhere. Records and music is sold, and so you can find it on iTunes, Spotify, Deezer, your local record store, wherever you go to get it.
Awesome. And Stevie, I want to thank you so much. This was an awesome, heartfelt interview, and it was good talking to you. And I talked to you like 3 years ago.
Oh, cool.
Yep, up at the Surf Ball Room in Clear Lake.
Oh, okay.
So thank you again for just being awesome.